Planet Dolan.
From hiding a body in a sandbox to using a balloon in a lewd way, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the creepiest things strangers have said to us. I'm Melissa, and today, I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Shin Kirasame. After school one day, Mimi decided to do some homework in the library. As she was putting on her headphones to listen to some music, a man in his 40s approached her. He slightly slid his finger down her neck and said, "Nice neck meat, kid. Care to find out what dick meat is?" Mimi replied,
No.
She then got up and walked to the bus stop to go home. The next day, Mimi went back to the library where she encountered the same man. This time, she saw a security guard and told him about what had happened the day before. The security guard kicked the man out of the library, and he hung around the entrance until the police showed up. They arrested him for harassment. Number 9 was submitted by AGrimFate. Doopie wore dresses all the time when she was younger. In 8th grade, she walked to the store in her favorite dress when she noticed a man walking behind her. She had seen him before and just thought that he was going to the same store. When she got to an intersection, Doopie stopped and waited for a chance to cross. Suddenly, the man reached down and lifted her skirt. He smirked and said, "Nice underwear. When's the next date?" She punched him so hard in the face that he fell to the ground. Doopie proceeded to kick him in the chest. Just as the light turned green, she ran across the street and into the store. After that day, Doopie never wore dresses again, unless she decided to wear shorts underneath. Number 8 was submitted by yooooooeeeMUMMYmeme. One time when she was 17, Spincess was eating at a restaurant with her mom and infant son. After her mom left to use the bathroom, Spincess decided to breastfeed her son. While she breastfed him, a creepy-looking man in his 30s walked up to her. He leaned close to her ear and asked, "Does that taste good?" "I bet it does." Spincess looked at him and noticed that he was looking down at her nursing son. Not knowing what to do, she kicked him in the nuts. He fell to the floor, making the servers come over to ask what had happened. After Spincess told them, they called the police, who came and arrested the man. It turned out that the man was a registered sex offender. Number 7 was submitted by Blue Aura Wolf. The creepiest thing a stranger said to Pandora was when she was 7 years old. One day, she went to the park with her mom. While she was playing on the playground, she saw a man sitting alone. Pandora went over to the man and asked if he was okay. The man just turned to her and said, "You see that boy digging a hole in the sandbox? Anyone can dig a hole, but it takes a man to hide the body." Terrified, Pandora ran back to her mom. Number 6 was submitted by Miri-the-silver-fox. When he was 10, Sid went to Chuck E. Cheese for a friend's birthday party. While he was there, he went to the bathroom to wash his hands when a man went up to him. The man asked Sid how he'd broken his arm. He answered,
"I fell at the swings at recess."
Then the man said, "Try sticking your cast down my pants. It'll feel better." Sid screamed.
Heck no!
He ran out of the bathroom, looking around for someone to tell. He finally found a manager and told him what had happened. The creepy man was arrested a week later for being a pedophile. Number 5 was submitted by Cindy Cryptic. Honeybits went grocery shopping at Walmart one day when she had to use the restroom. After doing her business, she washed her hands. While washing her hands, a lady who had been in the stall next to her randomly went up to her and shouted, "Oh my gosh, you have such pretty hair!" She then proceeded to stroke Honeybits' hair. Honeybits took a huge step away from her, then quickly and awkwardly thanked her before running out. Number 4 was submitted by yooooooeeMUMMYmeme. One day, Gooby was walking home from school when she went down a creepy alley, which was part of her usual routine. Then, out of nowhere, a man appeared and whispered in her ear, "You taste nice, especially in bed. See you tonight." Then, he licked Gooby's hair before pulling some out. Since that day, Gooby never even looked down that alley. Number 3 was submitted by prtfdc. When Hellbent was 5, he went to a fair with his older sister, who was 16 at the time. They decided to play a game where players threw darts at balloons and had to pop them to win prizes. The little man at the booth gave Hellbent a balloon that wasn't blown up and said, "Hi there, little girl. This is for you to use while masturbating." Back then, Hellbent used to wear his sister's old clothes, such as dresses. Before he could say anything, His sister picked him up and went to the security guard. Later that day, they learned that the man didn't even work there. Number 2 was submitted by DoopiesDaBest. NXIVM went to a science museum one time, wanting to look at the famous space shuttle Columbia. He took photos of the exhibit when a woman came up to him and whispered, "You know, I used to be on a shuttle just like this, until God threw his fiery fury at me. The rest of my body was torched and thrown into oblivion. But then he reincarnated me into this young, beautiful female that you see now. It was fun, but now I want to return as an even younger male." NXIVM couldn't tell if the woman was indeed a male astronaut reincarnated as a female, or if she was on drugs, because every word she said made no sense. She then whispered in a creepy, seductive-like monotone, "Don't worry, the man in the black coat will be there to help you. Trust me, you'll feel like a totally new person after the ritual." NXIVM slowly walked away, only to find the same woman talking to a man. She was telling him about how they needed to switch bodies immediately, or else God would strip the earth from its crust. That was when NXIVM realized the latter was true. The woman was definitely on drugs. Number 1, the creepiest thing a stranger's ever said to me. When I was 13, I was running some errands for my mom at a local grocery store. As I was paying for my items, it was a Monday, and the cashier asked me how my weekend was going. He looked kinda awkward, but I didn't think much of it. I told him I had a great weekend and asked him how his was. He responded by saying, "Well, well, little girl, that's a very intimate question. You should come back and ask me that again when you're 18 and maybe I'll show you." I was really creeped out, paid for my groceries, and got the hell out of there. Never saw that guy again and never want to. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the creepiest way someone has hit on you? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys. Catch you guys next time.